Today we're going to look at solving compound inequalities. This is when you have two inequalities in one equation. To solve, write two separate equations, and I'll show you how to separate them. Then we're going to solve each equation separately, and then we're going to see if we can slide our solutions back together and write as one inequality. And then we're going to want to write our answers in interval notation. Refer back to this as needed. So here's a problem. Notice that there is two inequalities. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write one equation from here. Nope, too far, sorry. To there. And I'm going to write a second equation from here to here. So that first equation is going to be negative 36 is less than 3p minus 6. And the second equation is going to be 3p minus 6 less than negative 15. So now you see I have two separate equations. I'm going to solve them separately. This time, though, I want to try to keep that variable in this middle section. So for the blue, I'm going to want to try to keep the variable on this side. And for the green, I'm going to want to keep the variable on this side. So as we solve, I'm going to add 6 to both sides. Negative 30 is less than 3p. We're going to divide by 3. There we go. And negative 10 is less than p. Notice how I did not flip my inequality because the number on the bottom, the number I'm dividing by, is not negative. So let's go to the green one. We're going to follow the same steps. We're going to add 6 to both sides. 3p is less than negative 9. We're going to divide by 3 on both sides. You're going to get p is less than negative 3. And again, I didn't flip that inequality because the number I am dividing by is not negative. So then that last step is to see if I can write it as one big equation, my answer. Looking at this, a couple things you need to look at. I could push these two together and have the p's overlapping, or you see that they're next to each other. And then I want to look that my inequalities are both facing in the same direction. Because they are, I can then write this as negative 10 is less than p is less than negative 3. So I smushed my inequality back together. And then in interval notation, you're going to tell me that's negative 10 comma negative 3 with parentheses, and that is my solution. Please try this one. That is a 9. So to solve this one, let's separate them out. I have this equation, and then I have this equation. So I'm going to have negative 1 is less than 9 plus n, and I'm going to have 9 plus n is less than or equal to 17. I'm going to subtract 9 off of both sides. I'm going to get negative 10 is less than n. I'm going to subtract 9 off of both sides. I'm going to get n is less than or equal to 8. Looking at it, my variables are next to each other. My inequalities are pointing in the same direction, so I can write this as negative 10 less than n less than or equal to 8, and then in so in interval notation, it's negative 10 is less than n. I apologize, that's not interval notation. It is negative 10 comma 8. 10 gets a parenthesis, 8 gets a bracket, and that is my solution. If you have any question, guys, email me, and I will be glad to help.